Hello yoga friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and this is the 31-day yoga challenge. This is day 13 and today's theme is embrace. We're not only going to be embracing ourselves physically, but also maybe thinking about something in your life that you can embrace a little bit more, whether that's something that's changing in your life, or maybe embracing the concept of being kinder to yourself, anything like that. I want you to give a little bit of thought to today. We won't be needing any props for today's practice, and as always, there is a playlist link down below if you care to listen to some tunes while you practice. So without further ado, let's get started here in Sukhasana, easy pose. Coming to a comfortable seat, bringing palms down on the knees for some grounding energy, or palms up to harness some energy from the universe. Fluttering the eyes closed or taking a soft gaze and evening out the breath in and out through the nostrils. Coming into the present moment. We'll begin our practice by setting an intention. Anything that comes to mind is wonderful. And if nothing comes to mind, you can always use this one. I release judgment and embrace the present moment. I release judgment and embrace the present moment. And whatever intention you chose for yourself today, begin to inhale that beautiful energy from that intention in through the nose, deep into the belly. And open the mouth. Sigh. Exhale out, releasing anything extra you may have brought onto your mat today. Taking that one more time. Inhaling through the nose, deep into the belly. And open the mouth. Sigh. Exhale out anything extra. Coming back to that even breath, knowing you can always return to your intention throughout practice and perhaps throughout the rest of your day today. You can go ahead and flutter your eyes open. We're going to inhale arms to a T and exhale cross right over left, giving yourself a nice big embrace. From here, next inhale, we're going to look to the right. Stay here for one round of breath. And then inhale, look to the left. Stay here one round of breath. And then come back to center. Option to stay here in this seated embrace, or exhale. Just curve the spine, dropping the head, just relaxing. Wherever you are, we'll take one more round of breath. And then in the next inhale, if you have curved the spine, let's go ahead and return to a seated position. Releasing those arms back into a T, and exhale left over right, giving yourself a big hug. Let's inhale, look to the left. Stay here for one round of breath. Next inhale, we're going to look to the right. One round of breath. And then return your head back to center. Option to stay seated nice and tall here. Or next exhale, round that spine, dropping the head. Staying wherever you are for one more round of breath. And on your next inhale, if you have dropped your head, go ahead and sit back up. And we'll all release our arms out into a T. And let's all float our hands down onto the mat. We're going to find shoelace pose here by bringing our right leg on the mat and then crossing the left over that right leg, trying to line up our knees as best as we can. Sitting up nice and tall here. Option on your next exhale to gently walk the hands forward, folding over the shoelace. And wherever you are, just going to take about 4 more rounds of breath here. And then on your next inhale, roll up the spine, back to a seated position, and then let's uncross those legs and just flutter the knees before bringing that left leg on the ground, nice and bent here, and then crossing that right over it. And then sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down and relaxed, and option to exhale, fold over that shoelace. Four more rounds of breath here. Knowing that if your mind becomes distracted, just acknowledge your thoughts and let them float on by. Returning to your even breath, or maybe your intention. Next inhale, we'll roll up the spine here. Back to that seated position, and then uncross the legs. Let's place the soles of the feet on the earth, knees bent, and just do some windshield wipers from side to side. And bring the knees back up to center. We're going to find our way into tabletop. Making sure knees are directly under hips, wrists directly under shoulders, flexing the feet, maybe walking the hands forward. Let's press those hips up and back, coming into our first downward facing dog, maybe pedaling through the feet or generously bending the knees here. Making sure feet are hip width distance or wider, shoulders down and back, neck nice and released, eyes of the elbows pointed towards the front of the mat, and all 10 fingers spread wide. We'll stay here for 3 more rounds of breath, maybe finding some organic movement or breathing in stillness. Next inhale, we're going to inhale that right foot between the palms at the front of the mat as we lower that left shin onto the mat. Inhaling arms overhead for low crescent lunge. Let's bring those arms out to a T. And then inhale, cross right over left. Give yourself a nice hug, maybe looking up to the sky, taking a little back bend. And then inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, left over right. Give yourself a nice big hug, maybe looking up to the sky once more. And then inhale, arms to a T here. And then bringing the arms overhead. Let's exhale those palms down to the mat. And step that right foot back as we bring the left foot forward, finding low crescent lunge on the opposite side. Inhaling arms overhead, and then bringing the arms to a T. Let's exhale, cross left over right, giving ourselves a nice, beautiful embrace, maybe taking a little back bend. Inhaling arms to a T, and exhale right over left. Give yourself one more hug, maybe looking up to the sky. And then inhale, arms to a T, and bringing arms overhead once more. Exhale, palms down to the mat, stepping that left leg back and flowing as you so choose, maybe pressing up to high plank. Or just going through table chop into child's pose. Your choice. I'll meet you in downward facing dog here for 2 rounds of breath. And next
next inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Step, hop, or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky, arms overhead. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step, hop, or float back. Flow as you so choose. And I'll meet you in downward facing dog. We'll stay here for 2 rounds of breath. And next, inhale, let's rise up to the balls of the feet. Step, hop, or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky, arms overhead. And exhale, sit down into Utkatasana, chair pose, bending through the knees, making sure shoulders are directly above knees. And you can see all 10 toes here. From here, we're going to shift the weight onto the left leg and cross that right over the left for eagle legs. Maybe tucking the top of the right foot behind that left calf, or placing a block underneath that right foot. From here, we're going to bring our arms out to a T and exhale, cross right over left, giving yourself a nice hug. Option to bind into eagle arms. Making sure the shoulders are down and relaxed here, elbows away from the chest. We'll stay here for 1 more round of breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to unwind here all the way up to a 1 leg Tadasana. So straightening through that left leg, bringing that right leg up to 1 leg Tadasana, arms overhead, and exhale that right foot down to the mat. Inhaling, maybe taking a little back bend here, and then exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step, hop, or float back. Flow as you so choose. And I'll meet you in downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. And on your next inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Step, hop, or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. And exhale, sit down into Utkatasana, chair pose. Making sure those abdominals are nice and activated so we're not dumping into the lower back. From here, we're going to shift the weight onto the right leg this time and cross that left leg over the right and eagle legs. Bringing arms out to a T. Next exhale, cross left over right, giving yourself a nice hug, an option to bind into eagle arms. Shoulders down and relaxed. We'll stay here 1 more round of breath, rooting through all 4 corners of that right foot. And next inhale, let's unwind all the way to 1 leg Tadasana, left leg in the air here, arms overhead. And exhale, left foot down to the mat. Inhale, taking a little back bend, looking up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. From here, we're going to hug the legs with the arms by wrapping them around the calves or the knees. You can bend your legs as much as you need to here. We're just going to stay here for 2 more rounds of breath in this forward fold. And then releasing that embrace. In your next inhale, find half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the palms and just step back into tabletop. Let's find our way onto our bums. Bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, knees bent. We're going to set up for a variation of boat pose here. So we're going to bring our hands behind our thighs. And next, exhale, tilt that torso back just so the abs are activated here. Option to just stay here or to lift the legs off the mat. From here, instead of extending the arms forward, we're just going to wrap them around the legs, coming into a nice embrace here in our boat. Balancing on our pelvis. An option to straighten the legs from here. One more round of breath wherever you are. And then on your next exhale, you can bend those knees, placing the soles of the feet down onto the ground, releasing the arms, and then bringing the fingertips towards the front of the mat. Let's exhale, roll all the way down onto the mat. Bending the knees once more, placing the soles of the feet on the ground. Let's inhale, right leg up to the sky, flexing that foot. And exhale, cross that right ankle over that left thigh, coming to supine figure four. Option to bring that figure four in a little closer by grabbing behind that left thigh. We'll stay here for 3 rounds of breath. And if your left sole of the foot is off the mat, you can go ahead and lower that sole of the foot to the mat, extending your arms to a T. And then next, exhale, let's just lower that figure four over to the left for a supine twist, so that your right sole of the foot is on the ground, making sure that that right shoulder remains in contact with the mat, an option to gaze over the right fingertips. We'll stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. And on your next inhale, bring that figure four back up to center and uncross that right leg, placing the right sole of the foot on the earth. As we inhale that left leg up to the sky, making sure we flex that left foot, and exhale, cross that left ankle over the right thigh, maybe grabbing behind the right thigh, bringing that figure four in a little bit closer. You can also grab around the shin as well if that feels better. And we'll stay here for 2 more rounds of breath. And if your right sole of the foot is off the mat, go ahead and bring that down onto the earth as we extend those arms to a T. And exhale that figure four over to the right for a supine twist on the opposite side. Making sure that left shoulder remains in contact with the earth. An option to gaze over the left fingertips. And on your next inhale, let's bring that figure four back up to center. Uncrossing that left leg, bringing the left sole of the foot back on the ground. And then let's inhale both knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins, maybe lifting the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Just coming into a little ball here, really giving yourself a nice big hug. And then next exhale, we can release into our Shavasana for the day. Maybe coming to a traditional Shavasana by straightening the legs. Arms out by the sides, or maybe hands on the belly and or heart, fluttering the eyes closed if they're not there already, adjusting any clothing or hair that might be distracting, and scanning the body for any tension we can exhale, allowing ourselves to stop being a human doing and just be a human being. I will let you know when it's time to come out of your Shavasana, but for now, simply rest. And you are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if you'd like to close out class with me, begin to bring awareness back to your breath, introducing some movement into the body, maybe by wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling through the wrists and ankles, maybe windshield wipering the feet from side to side or fluttering the knees. Any organic movement here to wake the body back up. And then gently rolling onto one side for a fetal position, using your bottom arm as a pillow. And on your next inhale, gently pressing your way up into Sukhasana, easy pose. Maybe keeping your eyes closed or in a soft gaze, bringing your hands to heart center. I want to thank you for coming to practice with me today and sharing your energy. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We'll close our class with the sound of Om. Inhaling through the nose deep into the belly. And bringing thumbs to third eye. May the light and love in me recognize and honor the light and love in you. Namaste.